This one can be close. But you got about 9 minutes before you have to start worrying about it.
The big curve is the start, as these guys are going to aggressively find a spot. They see the two inside guys settle in. It seems like everybody's going to set their pace where they need to as they work around the corner. They have a nice big push lead.
So Sean McCauley out to a early lead, long lead. He's going to try to go wire to wire.
So we're at Middletown and we're having a track meet, and young Ian comes up and says, Coach, you know, I need some motivation. I said, I don't know. Sometimes I used to put Vicks on. He goes, well, what does that do? I said, it opens my airways. It makes me think clearly so that I can stay focused on, you know, who needs to get on the track. So, well, that helped me out. I said, yeah, well, you know, how do I do that? I said, well, you know, just take a little bit and you rub your hands in there. And now he's looking at me, and I'm like a veteran. I already have this in my body. I put it under my eyelids and over my forehead, inside my nose. And so he just, instead of like, you know, he looks at me, he just rubs the whole thing. He starts rubbing his face like it's like Noxema. Now, it hits because he starts to squint a little bit like, Coach, I can't see. And I say, oh, man, but you're getting ready to race right now, you know. And so he's squinting and looking, and Coach tells him, get on line. So he gets ready to get on line, and he doesn't know. So he actually had to touch the opponent in his arms, and he's like this. And then the thing goes, and he just takes off. Now, usually when you could see your opponent and all that. He couldn't see anything. But he's running hard, and I'm like, wow. All the guys are cheering him on, like, Ian, I can't believe this. And the energy is coming across. First lap, he's hitting. It's a 58. I'm like, wow, he's on the pace to get under 2 minutes. Gets to the backstretch. The guy that's actually the fastest guy there, he's right there with him, like the sparrow. Gets to the straightaway, and he's coming to race, and he's finishing. And you could see him, like his face is all like this, watery and dripping, but he's pumping his arm, and he finishes the race, finishes second. And Coach Tedlow's, you know, he gives these big hugs to them when they do it. You did good. You got a PR, and that's going to make our 4x18 great. And he's just hollering, and he's like, I can't see. Can't see. When he sees me, his mom's like, what happened? I said, he put Vicks in his forehead. He's not ready. But then that became the tradition that he still uses in college. He'll go and put a little Vicks and put it in his nose, and he thinks that's the tradition. So, yeah, that was one of those moments in track where you sit back and think, oh, my God, I'm going to get in trouble. But he got a PR and was one of our good athletes there.
Sean McCauley is setting the pace here for East Lyme, well ahead of the pack in the early going of the 3,200.
Very good pace right here for that second group. You know, and here we're going again, Case. This is what are we talking about? Points. What's going to be critical in here is who's going to finish those top 8, and if it's going to be, you know, NFA or East Lyme and where they're going to fit there, it's going to be the key. As you can see right now, we got a lead. Two Wildcats in the top 8.
Big lead early for McCauley.
Yeah. That's a really good pace, and I think he can dominate this race with that.
So I believe we are down to just this race,
and girls pole
the girls pole vault, and then your 2 4x4 championships.
And great job by the East Lyme staff, and just really holding a great championship kind of experience for these kids. It's an amazing job by all the people that have been refereeing and catering and directing these athletes. It's a really good pace for that second group as they continue to go on, but the young man ahead of us just chugging along.
Sean McCauley has been start to finish here. Well, we're not finished, but start to
the midway.
Quarter point.
Yeah. Considerable lead right now, over 70 meters, maybe over 100 right now as he's getting ready to touch the 200 corner.
McCauley comfortably turning the corner now, well ahead of the pack.
What's good about it right now is that McCauley can help his team, and that could bring it up to some close points between them and NFA.
Josh, you're with our high jump champion, was going for a record, settled for an ECC championship, but what a performance. The crowd was with him all the way.
That's right, Casey. He tried for the record, but missed just by a little bit. He still managed to win by 6'8". Brody, tell me what you have to do to prepare for high jump, man? What is motivation, the mentality you have to go on with?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's really just like, it's really mental. It's a lot more mental than you'd ever think it is, because you can push your body so much and be in the gym and working out, you know, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to whether you have confidence in yourself or not. And, you know, like when I get out there, I just try to take a second, calm down, just think of everything I went through and, you know, just do the jump. So, you know, today I could just really focus in. Certain days you can do it better, certain days you can't, but, you know, it's just really mental.
You got one more event, right? The 400?
I do. I have the 4x4.
So, what do you do to transition from high jump to the 400, man? Like, is there any process in that?
I mean, honestly, I just try to not think about the 400 because, I mean, that thing hurts, but you just got to not think about it. You just got to run and let your body do the work and just go out there, be a dog.
It's your high jump ECC champion, Casey.
Thank you very much. And, you know, I watch these people when they're saying that the 400 hurts.
Yes.
I want no part of it. No part of it.
My son voided for 3.5 years the 400 because Tetlow loved him up. But that last year I told him, you're going to go on the record to run the man's race. To me, the 400 is the most, I mean, a gruesome. I've seen different emotions from that. And when they do it for the first time, it's probably the best time because you see that. I don't know, remember Stanley Green, our young friend Stanley Green, he came out for track and he said, I could run a 400, coach, because I'm beautiful at that. And I'm like, okay, well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And again, Middletown was the scene. And I told him, prepare the race, you got to stretch and get ready, but don't chug too much, you know, water because your stomach's going to have this reaction, you know, that you would. But, you know, he's like, I got this, you know me, come on, coach, I got this. I'm good looking, I can run it. Well, he ran that race and did exceptionally well, ran a 54. But at the end of the race, when he's coming back, he's looking at everybody. Everybody's giving him a high five, but his face did not look like he wasn't even hyped. He sat down on the chair.
Yeah.
He pulled one of those garbage cans like that, and he just laid down on it. And everybody, his friends, would come by, give him a thumbs up and smile. And I was sitting back there taking pictures. You know, and Stanley was amazing because at the end he was like, you know what, I ain't gonna lie, I'm humbled by what track taught me, that sometimes we can find within ourselves the character of, you know, surviving and succeeding. And like you see right now, this young man is dominating this race, knowing that his teammates need the points, and that could change everything. And as you see, there's some other East Lyme players that are running that are stopping some, you know, are ahead of NFA. So this could be really close in the very last meet. You know, just tallying this one on here, I could say that could be, you know, 13, 14 points for East Lyme, and then, you know, 8 points or 9 points for NFA, and that could just keep it close.
Senior Sean McCauley, just an absolute dominant performance in the 3200. We haven't seen, I mean, we saw Maggie Littler in the girls 3200 with a dominant performance, but this right here from McCauley, I mean, he is a good, you know, 400 meters ahead of the next set of runners.
Right off the rip. Right off the rip, he set the tone, he got the lead, he kept on maintaining it, he stayed his pace, and coach is satisfied what he was doing. And here he goes as he's continuing to lead.
Easy. Right now, he's just running free and easy,
Look at
too.
that. 1 lap to go as Coach Glenn is giving all the signs. The rest of the pack right there, steady, working their way across.
It's important for this NFA team to put some people in there. East Lyme's got three runners.
In the scoring,
So it's very important for NFA to try to push through here and get a couple more into place to get points.
Like the young man from NFA that's in the back of the pack, he's got to pass Ledger to see if he can get that 8th spot and help out with NFA. You know, every point counts, and these last events are going to be critical to the final score.
McCauley.
There's a push right now for battle for second. As the NFA and East Lyme are going at it, that's a critical part right there. Who's going to get the 8 points and who's going to end up with 7? As second and third continues to battle across. Here comes the champ on the straightaway, Case.
McCauley's not going to have any problems winning this race. He has been unbelievable start to finish. But it's who can win
Here's
second.
The second and third right here, and the young Wildcats coming across. That's a great advantage to help the Wildcats. Here's East Lyme. We're looking at that.
NFA's Patrick Crowell finishing second.
Down here with the winner of the boys 2-mile 3200 race, East Lyme Sean McCauley. Sean, you had quite the lead early and you held it. Talk about the performance today.
I mean, going into the race, that's always my mindset. not just try to win, but try to do it in a very like dominant way. I feel like not messing around, like trying to really just push it from the start is not only the easiest, but like the way that just works best for me. I mean, I'm confident in myself and how I can respond to other people like running behind me. So, yeah.
You've been one of the most dominant performers in that distance, both in the state and New England this year. Talk about your goals moving forward in the state tournament, the Open, and New England's.
Yeah, I mean, states we have a shot team-wise. Last year we didn't quite get the job done, but try to score as many points as I can, run as quick as I can. Last season here, so really just trying to finish off on like a good note. And then, yeah, I just really want to look back in this season and be proud of things I've done, like just not only this season but the past 4 years here. It flew by so fast. Like you're here, then you're gone. It's insane.
But you've given your school and your community something to be proud of. Keep up the good work, and we'll see what happens. It's coming down to the wire between East Lyme and NFA, it looks like.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Back to you guys.
Thank you very much. We're in heat number 1 of the girls 4x4.